Hello, it's a little after 7 p.m. on May the 12th, 2020, and turned out to be a pretty nice day today. Pretty sunny, but a lot of wind today. A lot of wind, but a good deal of sunshine, a lot of wind, and still cool temperatures. I wish I had been able to get to the Pine Barrens today, but I had some stuff that I had to deal with, so to do. I had some, stuff that I had to do, so I'll just put it that way. But tomorrow I'll be going, hopefully, to the Pine Barrens. Uh, but anyway, you can see we have a few more clouds rolling in now. There's another little wave of energy that's coming down here, and that's going to reinforce the cool air for tomorrow. Um, Now, looking at our observations here, you will see, we'll go look at our high resolution satellite. You can see pretty much fairly clear skies. There were a few clouds in the morning, and then the rest of the day was just fairly sunny, but pretty windy out there. So let's go look at the Weather Prediction Center weather chart, and you can see here we have the highs. This big sprawling area of high pressure over us. So we go to day 2. You see we still have that high pressure, and then as we get toward the end of the week, that warmer air starts coming into the picture over there with the warm front. And it will get warmer, and we're going to talk about that. But right now, the observation, Central Park is reporting 57 and mostly cloudy. Farmingdale is reporting 58 and fair. Northwest wind at 15, gusting to 23, only 19% humidity. This is probably not good for fire conditions. Favorable for spread. So it looks like it hit 60 at Farmingdale, still below normal. We had those very strong winds, some gusts up to 30, so it was pretty windy over there, and it hit 60. So we'll look further out at Islip. Probably sure the highs were the same. So 55, northwest wind at 14, gusting to 28 right now, and it probably hit 60 there too. Yeah, it hit 60 there too. So pretty much everybody got up to 60 degrees today. Northwest gusting to 30. So still, those winds are still gusting out there. Some pretty strong winds out there today. I'm surprised that a red flag warning has not been issued, but they haven't issued one, which is kind of surprising. And we'll look at West Hampton, 55. So pretty much everything is fairly uniform here. The dew points are pretty low, only in the teens, and they will stay that way into tomorrow with this dry air. And a freeze warning is in effect for a part of Suffolk County there, southeastern Suffolk, and a frost advisory for most of New Jersey. Let's look at Tom's River. So 58, partly cloudy. They had a lot more clouds over in their area, I noticed, in New Jersey. For whatever reason, Long Island was mostly clear, but a lot more clouds over in New Jersey. Let's take a look at the Weather Prediction Center. So we're going to go to the Climate Prediction Center, and we're going to look at the Climate Prediction Center, which will show you what our temperatures are going to look like the next couple of days. As far as the 6 to 10 temperature day outlook, you will see here, you look in the lower, this area right here, you'll see above normal temperatures being forecast in the east, especially in the Midwest. It seems to be the best chance of above normal temperatures, and below normal precipitation in the 6 to 10 day outlook. In the 8 to 14 day, similar idea here. So we're going to be warmer and drier, and that's a good news if you don't like the rain, and we are all sick of the rain, so I'm glad that it will be drier. So let's go take a look at our pattern the patterns are going to change as I've spoken about before. We're going to see the pattern change. So if we go again, look at the upper air, you'll see there will be a change in the upper air as we head toward the weekend. So right now you can see we're in that trough in the east, and we're going to stay there. Starts lifting out a little bit tomorrow, but we start seeing that warm up and that ridging build Friday, and you can see that ridging build, and then it's weak ridging. It's not really intense ridging, but you can see the flow is more from the west, so we won't have the below normal temperatures, and we'll be closer to normal or above normal. Still showing a little troughing there next week in the east there. So developing a low, like cutting it off or something, and just having it sit there. Isn't that interesting? So I'll have to be interesting to see how that looks at the surface. But it is, you can see that things are, the flow has changed. We're not seeing that block anymore that we've been dealing with within. It's been bringing the constant below normal temperatures as well as the rain and the windy conditions. So let's actually, no. Let's go back because there's one more thing I wanted to look at there, and that was the European model. So I'll have to go to the upper air on that as well. So I want to see if they agree with each other or not. So yeah, they pretty much agree. There's an agreement. At low next week, it does not show up on the European, however. Oh, it does, but it shows up much further. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this low that the models are trying to spin up in the Atlantic. All right, so now we can go to the CONUS and look at the surface. GFS here. You see that right there? That's something that I'm going to have to watch. So let's back this up. Okay. So here we go. Another nice day tomorrow with that high. High moves off on Wednesday. We get it's still Thursday, but it's still dry. But we get that return flow, which will bring our temperatures up with the southwesterly flow. And then for Friday, we have this warm front moving through, and then we're going to have, you can see the high here and the southwest flow. So Friday could be pretty warm with that flow, and then you could see that weak backdoor front that tries to come on through on Saturday. We'll have to see if that makes it through or not. And then you see, look at the systems. This is the system that it's trying to form. So there's two troughs coming in here, and you can see there's one coming in here. Now next weekend we may have a chance of rain later Sunday perhaps, and then hopefully this thing stays offshore. This looks tropical, and the model is consistently forming this thing here, a tropical system in May, which again is very unusual. And then it kind of gets stuck offshore for a little bit and could bring us some miserable weather. We could have another period of, I thought we wouldn't have to deal with this, but another period of wet weather next Monday, Tuesday, and possibly into Wednesday, with that tropical system just getting absorbed in a cutoff low and then just sitting there all week long, which would really suck if that does pan out. That would really suck. But that is a ways away, so I'm not going to even, we don't really have any idea. We just know that there's a good possibility something's going to form, but we don't know exactly where and where it's going to go exactly. But you can clearly see that ridge that'll be bringing us the warmth for Friday. So we'll take a closer look at the northeast, and we will start off with temperatures because we're still going to be below normal tomorrow. So let's go and look at those temperatures on the GFS. It's going to be a cold morning too. Going to go down into the 30s perhaps, and some areas, the Pine Barrens, could go below freezing, which is why they have that freeze advisory, freeze warning actually for southeast Suffolk. That's probably for the West Hampton area. And tomorrow, after a cold morning, it'll rise to around 60 degrees. So similar today, similar temperatures to today, with a little less wind, hopefully, because today was pretty windy. And then for Thursday, it'll be cool again at Wednesday night, and then Thursday we'll recover and we'll finally get some more seasonal temperatures in the upper 60s and maybe to around 70. And then for Friday, this will be the warm day, where I think Long Island will get well into the 70s and maybe even 80s in New Jersey and New York City. So it'll feel warm that day. And then we have this backdoor front that kind of knocks things down back into the maybe low to mid 70s on Saturday. Sunday we really backdoored, and this could be, like I said, this could be a wet day with the east flow and drizzle. And then we may be dealing with that Monday, Tuesday, and we have to wait until next Wednesday before we get out of it. But then we have some more warmth coming in as on the 21st there. This is a long range, but this is really developing some heat around the 22nd. And, it's finally going to feel a little more like it should, in May. Actually, toward the end of May, the temperatures are supposed to be into the 70s. So it's supposed to warm up, and it will warm up. So we're going to look at the dew point forecast next on this and see, because unfortunately some of that warmth will be coming with some humidity as well. So we have not dry. You can see that second push of dry air actually coming in tomorrow a little bit there. So you see that second push of dry air there that comes in. So and the humidity will still be low on Thursday, and then we have increasing humidity levels for Friday, and then they go back down on Saturday. Clearly see that backdoor front there that comes in. Um, so we'll have to see what happens with that. Obviously, it's a ways away, but we usually have a tendency to see these backdoor fronts in May. So with that, we will shift over to the sky forecast and take a look at the sky forecast. So as we go into Wednesday, you'll see we have some overnight cloudiness with that second trough or push of cool air, and then tomorrow we're clear, completely clear. We should have not a cloud in the sky. It should be a nicer day than today because there'll be a little less wind with similar temperatures around 60. And then for Thursday, you'll see that increase in high clouds as we get in the return flow there. And then we'll have to deal with clouds on Friday probably. We'll have high clouds around, though, again, it'll still be, the sun will still be out and it'll still be very warm. And then there's that backdoor front on Saturday that kind of, it'll probably keep some clouds around for Saturday. It's, of course, a ways away. As far as sky forecasts go, a lot can change between now and then. We'll go ahead and look at the Namm Sky Forecast as well. So this is the Namm Forecast, a little different here. So the Namm, again, clear, but it has, in the afternoon, a bank of clouds forming over New Jersey, and then maybe it tries to make its way over us. I don't know if that might just be, I don't know why it's doing that. It's the only model that's doing it. And then for Thursday, we got the high clouds around, but still, I think a good deal of sunshine, I think. According to the NAM, that's what it's indicating, a good deal of sunshine for Thursday. So let's go ahead and look at the RGEM model the sky cover as well. This is like a higher resolution version of the Canadian, I think. So you see completely clear. So it may develop something over New Jersey, but I think Long Island will be completely clear. We'll have some of that cirrus around on Thursday. I think we'll be dealing with some of that cirrus. So let's go and take a look at the I guess that's it for the sky ones, right? All right, so we'll go ahead and look at the NAM 12 kilometer just to show you that it should stay dry right through. So here's Wednesday, dry. Thursday, dry. Friday would be the next chance that maybe we see something in the morning with that warm front. And then maybe it is developing some more showers later on, which is interesting that the NAM is doing that because the GFS, I don't think GFS is showing that at all. No, it has the activity to our north. So again, you have a disagreement in the models here, where the NAM seems to want to have something much closer to us. I know this is going to be with the warm front. I don't think the 3 kilometer goes out. Yeah, alright. I'll use the 3 kilometer. I'm trying to get an idea if this is convective. It is with the warm front. Yeah, it has a warm front right there. You can clearly see the warm front. And I'll draw it for you. Here it is, right there. So behind that is where the warmer, more humid air is, and the 80s trying to come in for Friday. But the NAM is just a little slower with it, I guess, because that's the NAM being the NAM. We'll have to see what happens with that, because that's a ways away. But it brings that warm front through, and then we're dry, and then it has another area, showers getting in here. This is the backdoor cold front. So this looks like the backdoor cold front that the NAM wants to bring through Friday night. That could kick off a couple of showers and thunderstorms, perhaps. Again, I'm curious if the GFS shows this, and it sort of shows this too, this backdoor cold front again, because you can have this warm air and then somewhat cooler air behind it. Well, like I said, it's a ways off. I can look at the Canadian too, as well, if we want to look at that. Though the Canadian is really, I don't really want to use this model with that. You can see the backdoor front. You can clearly see it, and then the Canadian has all that rain, and then there's the two systems there that we're going to be dealing with Monday, and then Tuesday is that coastal or possible tropical system there offshore. You know what I'm curious about? I'm going to go to the GFS now, and I want to look at the wind field on this thing. Let me just change the view, because this is really interesting, and I want to look at it. So we're going to see, because this looks tropical. So we're going to go look at the winds around this thing. Oh, it is tropical for sure. It has a tropical structure to it. This is not a coastal. That's warm core. Look at that. Yeah, so we could be in for some wind next week, and then yeah, look at that. So if it gets cut off, we're gonna be in a world of hurt. I'll tell you that. Especially if it winds up moving back and hitting us. I mean, this reminds me a little bit of Sandy, what it's doing here. So it's a little bit of a concern, or maybe a lot bit of a concern, but it is a ways away. So let's go to windy.com and look at the European model and take a look and see. We have been dealing with these winds. Have been dealing with these winds today, and you can see the gusts are up in the 30s. Tomorrow, I think we'll be dealing with less wind. A lot less wind. All right, so yeah, tomorrow we'll have gusts up to 20 miles an hour in the morning, and then maybe the afternoon picks up a little bit. It might be a sea breeze, and then you have, see, it's still a little breezy, but it's not too bad. It's a lot better than it was today. Today we had a lot of wind out there. It was pretty windy at times, especially in the afternoon. On Thursday, we should also have, you see the wind is from the south on Thursday, which would indicate a sea breeze. So I don't think Thursday is going to be all that warm. It's Friday the day we have that southwesterly flow where we may be dealing with a little more heat. And this is a bit of a concern because when you see these arrows and they're mostly from the west, that means the air over our area, my painting application. This is why I'm worried about Friday being kind of brutal. The air from our area is coming from New Jersey, which means we're going to die. You got to be on the South Shore to get the relief, so that may be a day where I haven't been to the South Shore in like a couple of months. I may have to go there, even though a certain demographic doesn't like it because that's where the sea breeze is. It won't really probably make it too far inland with that west-southwest flow. Well, we'll have to see because I'm sure this is going to reflect in the temperatures now. Let's look at the temperatures. Yep. So it has us well into the 70s. 74. Hopefully not 80. But Tom's Jersey's probably going to get to 80. But if you're on the South Shore, you'll be a little cooler, like 70. So we'll have to see what happens that day. We'll have to see what happens. Looks like the winds become more westerly as the day goes on. So if it's 74, it's not that bad. If it's 80, that's just that west wind. I know the model stuff's going to really underestimate it. You get that west wind, it shoots up, getting all the heat from Jersey, and Jersey can keep their heat to themselves. We don't want it here. Okay, so let's go look at the European with the clouds tomorrow, because obviously I prefer Wednesday's temperatures. I know those people. There are a lot of people out there that like the warmth. I like it like this. I like the 50s and around 60. It's perfect hiking weather. Once it gets too warm, it's too warm to hike. Once it's in the 70s, forget it. All right, so let's look at the clouds. All right, it does develop some clouds around 3 p.m. Let's see, 10 a.m. Clear. Yeah, so I think it'll be a pretty clear day tomorrow. A few more clouds. Like I said, it's going to be very scattered. Now, Thursday will probably have more of those high clouds around. I'm using this to kind of look at the frontal situation. All right, there comes that warm front there. Using this to visualize it. Yeah, and there's the warm front coming through Friday morning. And let's see where it does what it does with the backdoor. Yeah, I see the backdoor coming. That's Friday night. And Saturday, that we will be backdoored. But hey, it looks like the Euro has us clear. So we may be backdoored, but with clear skies on Saturday. Let's see what the temperatures will be. Yeah, 60s. Okay. Okay, so hopefully the Euro will be right, and we can get this backdoor through, I think. But interior New Jersey, you'll still be sweating. So I guess that wraps up this. Oh, I almost forgot. All right, last thing that I'm going to include in this is the allergy report. If your allergies have been bothering you, it is because we are in the orange. New York State is in the orange, which is medium high. So we have the allergy level is high. The trees have flowered and are budding, and there's a lot of pollen in the air. So that probably explains why, if you're having allergies, and I know I'm having allergies, that probably explain it. So especially with what's going on with the virus, don't confuse the allergies with the virus. If you sneeze, people are going to give you like the dirtiest look, which is ridiculous. But the virus, and this the virus doesn't really make you sneeze, so that's the thing. But anyway, just be careful. So that's going to be it. Well, let me just get this. Let me click on New York so we can get the forecast for New York here. Just New York, New York. Pollen is the. All right. All right. So here we go. It's high. It's going to go even higher tomorrow, 9.5. So we have oak, birch, and maple, and probably pine in there too. Or pine will start soon. So that is going to be it for this weather update. Take care. Thank you for watching.